Hello, and for everyone watching today's event, we would like to convey a short message. Our intent for this event is to provide a memorable experience for our community, giving them the ability to interact with one another and from adventurers from all over the world. We have held many events like this in the past with other regions that we service, and because our community was looking forward to this event, we want to bring this cross-server event to all our service regions. We understand the concerns from our community regarding the situation that is taking place in the real world. In case the situation escalates further, we have the intent to cancel this event and delay it for another time. In case we have to cancel the event, we hope you understand why we may have to do this. We have a diverse team that works together to incorporate our different cultures, and we appreciate your understanding, and we hope that you enjoy the event for what it is, an in-game experience for our adventurers. Thank you, and let us get going with the event. Hello everyone and welcome to the Cross-Server Guild Showdown. My name is CM Endlave and with me casting this event is none other than GM Laffy. Laffy, are you looking forward to the event today?
Of course, it's great to be here. This is the first cross-server event in our region after having seen it in multiple other regions before. And I think our community is really anticipating this event.
Absolutely. In addition, we also have Twitch drops, so make sure to link your Twitch account with your Pearl Abyss account, and this way you can get the drops by watching our channel. Now, we shall quickly bring you up to speed to those of you who don't know what the stream is about or the event itself.
That's right, this is the cross-server guild showdown, where 3 guilds were selected to represent their region and they'll be fighting for titles and honor.
Let us take a look at the schedule for this event. Today, we have a 2v2 taking place in the region of Calphian. No one will have access to the castle, however. Instead, they'll be holding their field forts. Next week, we'll be witnessing the 3rd guilds from each side in a 1v1. If, after we see a draw in match points, it will go to a 3v3, where each of the guilds from either side will be facing off with one another.
And for the rules. For the rules of the final match, the 3 versus 3, one side will have control over the castle. This will be decided by where 3 players from each side will be facing off against each other, where the winner decides if they want to start in the castle or the opposing side has to start in the castle. There'll be 3 different ways a side can receive a point. If all of the field HQs of the opposing sides were destroyed, the one side will receive 1 point. Or if at the end of the round not all field HQs were destroyed, the side with more field HQs will receive the point. If both sides have the same amount of field HQs, the total combined fort HP will count and the victor will get that point. The guilds that get 2 points will claim victory and receive the following rewards.
Let's take a look at the rewards. And for the victors, Veni Vidi Vici, a title which is permanent and colored. Additionally, they'll gain the permanent title Challenger with a guild event trophy, 500 cronstones, an advice of Valks plus 80, a value pack of 30 days, blessing of Camisilv 15 days times 2, secret book of the old moon 15 days times 2. Additionally, they'll be getting 100 billion silver in guild funds, and item drop rate of 50%, life EXP of 50% for 7 days for the entire server.
And the consolation prize will also have the permanent challenger title, as well as 500 cronstones, 1 advice of Valks plus 80, 1-time value pack 15 days, 1-time blessing of Camisilv 15 days, and 1-time secret book of old moon 15 days. On top of that, they'll be getting 50 billion silver, which is half of the winner, and the entire server will receive a 30% drop rate buff for 7 days.
Now, let us take a look and introduce the alliances and guilds for today's event. On one side, we have White Ravens and United Company and Pretz. White Ravens. We are White Ravens. We are playing to win. We are not afraid of failures. We hope and believe in success. Strength and unity, and we're a very tight-knit community. United Community. We're a large community known as United. We have strong players with different game experiences, and all of us try to reach the top in the gaming world. We have 4 combat lineups as well as several PvE lineups for players to learn and get stronger. United, fearless and true. Pretz, consisting of Pretz and Carthagin. This is the way.
And on the other side, we have Copium, Bike Stealers, and Conquer. For Copium, we are Copium. We consist of Bipolar and Sovereign. Sovereign is known for dominating the large-scale siege scene, and Bipolar is known for dominating the small-scale scene. Eventually, we merge guilds to create one of the strongest alliances in EU. Bike Stealers is a recently made alliance consisting of Flex, Remove, and Combat, aiming to improve whenever, wherever. And Conquer is a PvP alliance consisting of 4 smaller dedicated guilds: End, Exilium, Inertia, and Ouroboros. We've been working tirelessly since our formation to be the most dominant PvP guild/alliance that Europe has to offer, and carry that intent into the cross-server guild showdown.
Let's take a look at which guilds will be facing off against each other. In round 1, we have White Ravens and United Community versus Copium and Bike Stealers, which means next week for the 1v1 we will see the guilds Pretz and Conquer.
And for the viewers at home, we will be revealing the first coupon of the stream. It will be Watch the Global CW. You'll get 100 Ancient Spirit Dust, free Blessed Message Scrolls, free Item Collection Increased Scrolls, free Advice of Immortality, and free Advice of Memory. Make sure to claim them by next Sunday, 23:59.
Okay, now let's take a look before the event starts at the map. So, right here we have the map of Calphion. This is going to be the region in which the guilds will be participating in. And we're going to talk about the base positions that me and Laffy have some understanding of. A lot of players place in different parts of Calphion, and we want to go over some of the more well-known sections. Again, we're not so sure where exactly they're going to be placing, and we'll be showing that when the event kicks in. So
let's start off by one of the most popular spots that we've seen before in these events, and it was called by the players the turtle spot.
Right.
So it's right over here, as you can see, marked red on the map. Entlev, why is it called the turtle spot?
So I'll just take control here. This side right there, we have the water, which basically means it's going to be very difficult to enter this section here. It is an elevated platform in which a lot of people put the forts there. So on the other side as well, by the road, we have like some rocky faces where it takes a bit of time to climb up there and you have to have your weapon away. So it's quite difficult to also get that up that side as well.
And the standoff we mostly see, the road goes over here, and then you have ramps on each side, and one guild, the attacking guild, will usually group up on this side, where the defending guild is on the other side. But it is very difficult to push this position. Usually it requires a flag of domination to respawn over here. Otherwise, this is the hardest spot to probably take in Calphion.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of guilds place there.
Absolutely. As we mentioned, the ramps are choke points, so it's quite difficult to get onto that platform. And as Laffy mentioned, on the other side, that's where they tend to have a bit of ranged pressure from them. Additionally, in a scenario where it is 2 guilds facing off another 2 guilds, you will tend to see some people placing within Mancha Forest. There's a few positions there. Laffy, would you like to go over that?
With one position around here, another one next to the Lake Kaya over here, and maybe one more down here.
Absolutely.
These positions are very susceptible if someone has Calphion Castle, as they spawn over here and can easily attack these, while they themselves have to run around and get through the gate. So that is... You don't want to place there if someone has the castle control.
Unless, of course, I think it's a great place, personally, if you are on the side of the person that's in the castle. And of course, with today's event, there won't be anyone in the castle. So that'll be happening on the third week if it gets to that stage. So, additionally, other than the places that we just talked about around Mancha Forest, the Turtle Spot, there are some other spots just towards the north of the castle and as well as north of Calphian City. Laffy, do you want to go over that?
Yeah, first let's go over the spots north of the castle. There's quite a few around this small pond over here. There's one that we usually see is right here, and another one could be around in this area. Those are usually two spots. They could vary. They can go over here or here, but mostly the first two are the spots we tend to see in these events.
Absolutely, and this is something that tends to come from the attacking side that is sieging the castle, because they're close to one another for support in case someone's pushing out the castle or they have an ally on the other side of Mancha Forest. But this is a great place for them to engage with the castle itself.
Exactly.
But of course, no castle to date, so we're looking to see on the other side of North Calphian, on the other side of the bridge, which we'll go over in a bit more detail. But yes, the base positions, Laffy.
So this is the area north of Calphian. Usually we can see a fort even north of this small pond or south of it, and maybe another one even in the forest here next to the rocks. So these are very interesting positions, especially if they know there's forts on the other side. So they're obviously, if there's forts on this area and they're here, you'll have this one choke point, the bridge, which you have to go over. So this is like a really difficult fight getting on the other side or cross this river.
Another thing I just want to mention quickly, we do have a 5-minute delay. This is for the players and the benefit for them, and we just want to respect the players that are participating within the event today. So there is going to be a 5-minute delay, and we hope you understand the reasons because of this. Sorry, yes, Laffy, as you mentioned, that pond, yes, very important, and I think it's going to be a huge advantage, I think, to the left side.
How's that?
Because we have town spawn, we have Calphian, right? We have that spawn there, and also the potential of Portofino spawn, just in case, depending on where the player.
I'm marking Portofino Calphian.
Yeah, nice. It's beautiful. So yes, just in case they do spawn in Portofino, there is also the side that they're coming from down from Portofino towards those locations, the two towards the top, and of course from the Calphian spawn close to there as well. And that is also potential for an escape engage, or a command to gather, all that kind of stuff. But there's multiple avenues for the side left of the river to engage onto those positions. Of course, there is a bridge there, which in case if the guilds on the right hand side or north of Calphian are able to contest and hold, this could give them the potential to then push onto those bases near the lake.
Obviously, what these guilds will look forward to is for the northern side, they will try to get those flags to respawn quickly up on the other side, so they have other alternatives.
Right.
But what guilds could also do, they have their guild boat and their private carracks, rafts, or anything, and they could place them across this river, creating more choke points, creating more engaged possibilities, absolutely. So they're not just limited to this one bridge.
Absolutely. And if you have double jump on any of the tier 9 horses, that doesn't matter if you've got Pegasi or not, you can, I believe, jump over most of the widths of the river there. So it really depends how organized the raid is. Mm-hmm. I think that's super important. And yeah, we are going to be jumping into the start of the event very soon. So we're just going to finish this off. But there is multiple cannon points.
Exactly, for people at home, like a very important point, like for new players especially.
Absolutely.
They will build cannon observatories, which allows them to get cannons.
Yes.
And they'll bring their own cannonballs to then shoot at the enemy base. And you want to place those cannons in places that aren't easily reachable. So if a guild has their fort here, they can probably even place their cannons in their own fort, where they're very defensive and very hard to catch.
Absolutely. So the event is going to be starting soon. I am really excited. This is Copium and Bike Stealers. It is going to be a really interesting event today, and we're just genuinely excited to see these guilds participate with one another. I'm just extremely hyped because this could go either way. There is a lot of... We're having a little tour of the castle, which we won't see much action of. But then again, you could use this as an advantageous position for cannons if you wheel them in. You can't place them in the castle, but you can wheel them in front of the bridge. So we have seen guilds in the past use that to their advantage as a nice stronghold for those cannons.
But we can see that those gates are currently closed. So someone of their guild would have to get either through the sewers, jump into the castle and open those gates to allow those cannons to roll in. But again, those cannons inside the castle would give the side on the northern Calfian an advantage if they would be there.
Okay, let's have a quick look at the base of Bike Stealers. We have an elephant nursery, the cannon observatories. The elephant nursery is going to help them get those elephants out, which will allow them to provide a lot of pressure on the base. They're upgrading the flame tower as they just did there. The enhanced flame tower has now been made. They've started the buildings on these cannon observatories, which means we're going to get those cannons out soon enough. And yes, so at this point, they're all the base team, the defense team, how should I say it, is currently just upgrading those defensive structures with the Hawacha and the flame tower. And as well as they're trying to start the process for the cannon observatories and as well as the elephants. And
the flags. And the flags should take around 15 minutes, I believe. Cannons are around 5 or 10 minutes, so they'll be a lot quicker. But again, the flags are really what gives a guild that advantage, especially if the opposing side is not aware of them. They'll have to find them. They have to quickly find them and try to destroy them. They can build barricades around them, flags to protect them. There's a lot of strategy that goes into these fights.
Traps, all that kind of good stuff as well.
But the first thing that goes on right now, the guilds don't know where the opposing side is, so they'll have to first scout. Where are they? Where do we find them? They'll go around the entire Calfion area right now and try
Never mind. It looks like United Community have a hole in their base. Do you think that's a purposeful...
the gate was open. Oh, wait.
No, there is definitely a hole in their base, Laffy. And I'm wondering if that was made or it was United Community's decision to do that. So we're going to follow United Community. Let's see whereabouts they're going. I think they're going towards the direction of the bridge right now.
Exactly. So United Community here in purple. As you can see, the guilds will have different colors, so it's easier to distinguish for you guys at home.
Right.
The players won't see this. The players are obviously like in the normal events in their normal colors.
Absolutely. So it looks like what we mentioned earlier on the map. This is a place that is going to have a lot of action in the bridge, the choke point in which either side has to contest over, because I believe we see the side of United Community and as well as White Ravens on the Northern Calfian position. And I presume on the other side we have Bike Stealers and as well as Copium. So they're going to hold the side where the castle is on that bridge. There's going to be a very large showdown here. Looks like they are feeding rage to the Berserkers, the Succession Berserkers with incredible damage potential of the 200% rage ability and as well as immense CC potential from the 100% as well. But yeah, there's just a lot of poking back and forwards, I do believe, here. Just on the bridge, just trying to bait them out. It's going to be really interesting to see how this is going to go.
Yeah, Bike Stealers is really positioning all their ranged classes on this rock, not allowing United Community to make it across the bridge. They have their archers, their succession wizards, witches, all and rangers, succession rangers, obviously, on this rock, just currently waiting. Some awakening berserkers are shooting the cannons, and we're slowly seeing what's gonna happen here. United Community on one side. Where's Copium and where are
White Ravens?
White Ravens.
I think so. Just from information I remember in the past, on the side of Copium and Bike Stealers, they tend to opt for the heavy utility play. So with the cannons, with the elephants, all that good stuff. So I can see them kind of just holding this down for a while, getting their cannons kind of ready in place to slowly whittle away the defenses of their base, because it's really difficult to push into a base when they've got Hawatchers and flame towers defending it. It's going to be very, very difficult to push into that. So the biggest option and possibility for that is to take down all the structures of the enemy base, and the best way to do that is cannons. So it is a lot of little sort of like scenarios that go on, and I do believe that this is probably one of the strongest plays. Especially, maybe they might be able to cannon from within the base on the side of Copium. Okay, it looks like they're all
United
having to get back.
Community is rushing back. Is Copium maybe attacking them from the other side?
This might be a spawn Calphian play that we mentioned earlier. I mean, this is something. This is also leaving the bridge completely empty.
Yeah, it could have been that play, or it could have been Copium waiting in Calphium all along, just waiting until United Community goes to the bridge.
And there's White Ravens as well, also pushing into United Community.
Looking like there must have been some opposing guilds over there that White Ravens helping out United Community over here.
Very interesting. So it's looked like they're just pushing back and forth, trying to find out what is happening right now, because at the moment we're not so sure where the side of Bike Stealers or Copium are. I assume they're going to be playing around the idea of a Calphian spawn. This is going to be very, very important for them to control. If they're able to control the movement of the side of White Ravens, this is going to be a huge advantage.
And you know what that allowed Bike Stealers to do? They were stuck on that one side of the bridge, and now United Community had to fall back, which means Bike Stealers could push the bridge now, and they could already be in front of United Community's fort.
Oh, it looks like an engagement into Copium. Let's see how this is going to go. A lot of 100%. I saw the Valkyrie, 100% right there. It looks like Copium is doing very well in this engage, but here comes the United Community.
Oh, here comes White Ravens helping out United Community. It means Copium has to fight two guilds on at the same time.
But they're doing pretty well. They're pushing back White Ravens. Wow. Okay. No, this is looking very strong. Yeah.
They got sandwiched, and they managed to stay alive after being attacked from two sides at the same time.
We might not know, though, because Bike Stealers might be on that side. But it looks like White Ravens are spawning within their base right now, which has a bit of pressure from Bike Stealers right there. I've seen a couple of members, but it might just be a few people just scouting them out at the moment. Nothing really happening.
It's a couple of Copium and Bike Stealers. I think it's some flank squads
like a
trying to harass
squad.
to harass their forts.
I mean, all they have to do is just spawn in Calphian, and it's so close to their base. Look, this is the road straight to Calphian City, and the White Raven's base is literally on the road. So it's quite. I mean, all it takes is like a few of the Copium and Bike Stealers members to just keep the other members of White Ravens active, right? To keep them engaged, whilst the rest of the raid is able to set up a proper engage. But I definitely think they're going to be playing the sort of poke and run option from the side of Bike Stealers and Copium, waiting for their cannons to be ready.
Okay, since both guilds since all four guilds have scouted each other, now let's have a quick look at the map to see what they could be doing, where they're at.
Absolutely, yep.
We're gonna have a look in a few seconds.
Okay, so it looks like maybe White Ravens are set up here, but let's have a look at
the map. So we're seeing here, like we initially anticipated, either they were in a turtle spot or they were in these spots. So it seems like Bike Stealers and Copium have chosen the site on the on the Calfian Castle
Yep,
side.
north of Calfian Castle.
And where United Community and White Ravens chose to take the northern Calfian side over here. And we can see a lot of bike stealers are grouping here in front of the bridge still. They're still battling it out against United Community, it seems. But Copium was already attacking, was already forcing White Ravens back to their base.
So White Ravens are in the base and the Copium's on the other side of the bridge there. And it looks like they're just having a twofold attack. It looks like Bike Stealers is the defensive position, holding down that side of the bridge with Copium going in.
As we can see here, this is the spawn area if you spawn on town. This is where a couple Copium then spawned and made them fall back.
Right. So we're going to take a look right into the action back again. I believe Copium has a large force on the side of White Ravens and as well as United Community. It looks like they're just doing their best from the side of White Ravens to try and go from base to base and helping out United Community in taking off Copium. So that might have actually been a play that we may have missed, is Copium and Bike Stealers starting off from Calfian to make that hole. Because I don't think...
No, I think there must have been Copium because Bike Stealers was grouped at the bridge. They were like controlling the rock with their archers along it.
They're pushing over.
It seems Bike Stealers uses the 200% succession berserkers going in, cleaning up this raid. It seems like Bike Stealers went all out for them. As some people at home might not know, the 200% berserker spin has a 30-minute cooldown. So it's a very long cooldown skill that you have to do some strategy when to use it, how many do you want to use, because they are very effective at killing a lot of enemy members.
White Ravens pushing into Bike Stealers down the hill right now with a lot of ranged people on the rock. But it looks like 100% from a Succession Berserker was able to take them out, giving Bike Stealers the ability to push back in. It is looking like a very equal engage right now from both sides. Both able to stay alive for a long time. And it looks like Bike Stealers staying alive down here. I thought at first it was a back and forth. They were winning and then White Raven came in and they were pushing up the hill. Bike Stealers clearly coming out ahead on this fight. And they're pushing towards White Raven's base, I believe. Oh, absolutely.
A lot of them survived. Obviously, early on, the respawn timers will be very low.
Yes.
That means in the first until 30 minutes, around then, the respawn timers will kick in. That's when it will take longer to respawn, and it's a lot harder to defend your base. So right now, Bike Stealers is going to get pushed back by White Ravens just respawning and pushing downhill.
Absolutely. So this is just just kind of a show of their strength, just pushing in and just trying to whittle them down, and also provide a kind of vantage point to where they need to be. And as we can see, White Ravens are pushing back towards the bridge. Not too sure if they're going to actually make that bridge push right now.
They might make it across because Bike Stealers is the one that's further away from the bridge. True. Copium is the one close.
Oh, but never mind. Bike Stealers have gained control on the other side of the bridge. Never mind. And as well, the elephants were like running straight into the back of the raid there. So it looked like White Ravens were pushing towards the bridge, and then the elephants were just pushing straight behind them. And you know, you have like the range squad here just raining down CC's damage from there.
I think these members of Bike Stealers were probably tasked to never leave this rock. Even when Bike Stealers pushes across, they are alive in case Bike Stealers wipe and White Ravens can push on the other. So they're staying there, making sure nobody crosses this bridge. This bridge is ours. That's what they're saying.
Absolutely, and as well with the range squad, they are feeding the rage to the Berserkers. You can see right there, the Berserkers are getting up. They're getting that rage, getting ready to go in there with the 100%, the 200% if it's still on off cooldown. And yeah, I think at the moment, like you can see a lot of pressure, and it just means that there's so much push from United Company to having to come back to their base, and as well as the White Ravens. So they're having to stay by the base on this side of the river, not being able to push at all. And it just looks like they're just kind of gathering up right now, finding out what they can do.
Regrouping, making sure everyone's alive, so when they push, they have their full force ready to go.
United Community staying in between the guilds, it seems, whilst White Ravens is trying to make that stand on top of the hill there.
And it seems like
yeah.
Bike Stealers filled the entire bridge with elephant traps. So in case White Ravens push, the elephants get trapped. They have to get off the elephant, call it back, which will cost them a lot of time. Also, they'll probably have stun traps on the other side.
Yeah.
For people at home that might not know, there's traps. The opposing side cannot see them unless they flare them. And if they walk into that, they either get stunned. If it's a stun trap, if it's an elephant trap, the elephant will also get stunned, and the elephant rider will get thrown off.
Yeah, a little earlier, you did see a member of Bike Stealers actually flaring the other side of the bridge, looking for the elephant traps. So that means it allows them to get over there. Oh, they're already got cannons on. Oh, and there's some cannons coming from. That is going from behind them.
There's a lot of cannons.
From the tower, I think.
Yeah, there's a lot of cannons. I think they have cannons on multiple locations. They already brought them down to 90%. And cannoning does damage to the fort, but it will only bring it down to a maximum of 50%. Cannons cannot bring the fort down lower than 50%. So that's what they're going to bank on. Try to get all of those structures down, the flame towers, the watches. And I think Bike Stealers found cannons of White Ravens over there.
Yes.
And they managed to kill them, even though the elephant was trying to protect it.
Yeah.
Oh, the recoveries are dropping low, and the cannon observatories are dropping as well.
This is it. This is what
the war of attrition.
This is what needs to happen on either side, is going for the cannons to remove the enemy's structures. So that means it allows them to slowly just push forward. And that's kind of what's happening right now. They're not going for the engagers. They're playing around utility. And you can see from the side of White Ravens and as well as United Community, there weren't many cannons being used. It looked like only a couple from either guild.
I'm really liking this view, or this split screen view where you can see both sides grouping up, slowly playing together. So you always see what's going on both sides. Okay.
Absolutely. So at the moment, that's all that Copium and Bike Stealers need to do is just play for time. That is what is going to happen for, I believe it's going to be a while. They need to wait for the time of the recovery centers to go down. So then when you take out a recovery center, it increased the spawn time for the players. And that only happens after, I believe, the first part of the event. So once that happens and you take out those recovery centers, it allows the other guilds to push in and it make more damage onto the base because they're going to be out of the fight for a lot longer.
Exactly. Those recovery tents will matter the most after the first 30 minutes are over.
Okay, Bike Stealers is making a little push forward.
Elephants are running in.
Never mind. They're going back. They're going back.
Oh, it seems like a fake push. Maybe they were baiting some skills of the enemies. And White Ravens is pushing in. They probably popped their protective areas because they expected Bike Stealers. If they make it across the bridge, they have to go all in. But
and as well as the other buff that as the gauge in which over time if they die,
Spirit of Battle.
That Spirit of Battle. But that's only been able to be used near the base.
Exactly,
anyway.
It only fills up near the base, and they can, on a 30-minute cooldown, have an instant respawn, removing all cooldowns, or basically a super armor, increased movement speed every 5 minutes.
Absolutely. So they're just playing for this bridge right now, as we can see from the two sides of these views, which I believe if Bike Stealers was engaging like that, it might be them giving time for Copium to make an engage onto the other base. And from what I can see, White Ravens is starting to push a little back right now, leaving a bit of a force with the Succession Novas, with the Nova Wall, Guardians towards the front. And I do believe it looks like they are just buffing up right now from the side of Bike Stealers, maybe going for a play.
Bike Stealers might be going in right now, fully after baiting the skills. Do they have some Succession Zerkers ready with ultimates?
Absolutely. There was some that just was buffing up, going into beast mode, getting ready for those 100%, those 200%, trying to make an engage. And also, if they're able to take the elephants down and the nurseries at the same time, that's going to be a huge advantage for Bike Stealers.
Exactly. If cannon observatories are down, they cannot build new cannons, they cannot place new cannons, and they're gonna win like the small like HP battles of the the annexes, but they're going in right now. Bike Steelers just pushing up the hill. They're showing
They're
their
taking
strength,
the ground.
and they're going up. Is that elephant maybe going to fall? If they're all focused, that elephant, it will
melt.
die very,
It is
very
going to
quickly
melt.
right now. And
it's gone.
It's gone. That means they're
Okay.
one elephant up right now. In case they can't get a new elephant up before the elephant nursery dies by
Yep.
the cannons, they're going to be at a disadvantage.
They've got a lot of pressure on top of this hill here. They're not, which basically allows them to have a lot of dominance around this hill here. And it looks like Copium and United Community are facing off one another right here. And this is the arena.
This is the Calfian arena.
Yes.
I think Copium is constantly spawning in Calfian
Yes.
and attacking from the east.
Yeah, from the safe zone.
They're basically trying to attack from the east.
In comes United Community.
Ooh.
And
It seems like Copium is
Copium
having a
can just-
very hard time here trying to fight United Community.
well, they're just keeping them busy. Because at the moment, Bike Steelers has a lot of control over at White Ravens, which I think they've managed to push back a little now. Yes, Bike Steelers have managed to take the hill a bit more. But this is the thing. They're able to do this with the spawn time as being so low.
Yeah.
And as well, they've managed to do that when they've had elephants. If they're able to take out all of those important structures, with Copium being able to come back from another side, it gives them so much pressure.
Copium is getting out of it, while White Ravens push Bike Steelers back onto the bridge right here.
Back and forth.
Copium's pushing all the way from Calfian right now. But one thing to note, if you spawn in town, you're going to be low HP. That's your disadvantage at spawning in town. You need to heal up first. That's the advantage if you spawn at your fort or at the flag.
So I can imagine the communication going a bit like this. Copium saying, we've got United Company attacking us near Calfian. That's the time when Bike Steelers can push into White Ravens. And if that happens in a reverse, White Ravens is pushing over the bridge into Bike Steelers, that's when they're going to tell Copium, now's the time to engage on your side. And they're just going back and forth, back and forth.
Exactly.
And it is a 2v2. It's very important to work with one another in the and making sure that you're giving each other precise information and instructions on what's happening on either side. There's 2 points of the battlefield right now. From here towards the bridge.
Let's have a quick look at the map again.
Yes.
Here, so here's we have Bike Steelers on this side waiting on the bridge, and then you have Copium on this side attacking United Community. They're basically battling over here on this side.
Yeah.
Whereas White Ravens, they're pushing into Bike Steelers, and Bike Steelers pushes into this direction.
Yeah.
Whereas cannons from Copium, they can probably even place their cannons in their fort over here and shoot at White Ravens. You can, or probably they're shooting actually at United Community, because you can see that the fort HP here is lower. White Ravens are 99%. United Community is at 87%. Whereas I think United Community and White Ravens are cannoning Copium. They're completely leaving Bike Steelers. It's a bit too far away. It's a bit more difficult to cannon.
If they even have cannon observatories. That's the thing, right? If you don't have them, you can't place them. And so at the moment, if they're able to take them out completely, it just allows the side of Copium and Bike Steelers to have a huge advantage. Vice versa, if they're able to do the same with Copium and Bike Steelers, is going to give them a huge advantage. But the problem is look at the pressure, look at the map. The players are all on the right-hand side.
That's true.
Pretty much everyone.
This is around the fighting area right now.
Absolutely. You've only got a few people on the side of Copium and Bike Steelers, and that's only because there's their defense team.
I'm very curious if they're going to actually start getting the guild boats out, if they've prepared them. Depends if they have them close by, if they put the guild boat over here or the normal boats over here.
But for them to do that, they need to be able to wipe Copium and Bike Steelers, and in that time, make sure that they're not respawning in Calfian.
I'm curious
if
Bike Steelers is going to, because they are currently always on this bridge with White Ravens. If they get 2 choke points, it's going to be a lot harder for White Ravens to defend. So I think Bike Steelers should be the ones that want to have more attack points. Because
yeah, that's probably one idea. I would maybe leave, because if anything, the people that they want to send over there and to harass the White Ravens, as you can see right there, there is there is basically some people there that you can see from the side of Copium and Bike Stealers just around there harassing. But
let's have a look back at the live.
So yes, absolutely. It looks like White Ravens is on the side of the bridge here, just making sure that Bike Stealers there, they are on the bridge, trying not to contest them and trying to keep them there on the bridge and not to push over. And this is the place they need to be. They need to stay here, keep them occupied, whilst Copium is trying to do their best where they are with the side of White Ravens and United Community. But yeah, I mean, right here, Laffy, White Ravens aren't at the bridge, the choke point.
They're defending behind it. They're trying to hold the high ground on the rocks. It seems like they're understanding if they hold below, they don't have the advantage after Bike Stealers push. But if they're staying on the rocks, they have the range classes on the rocks. So as soon as Bike Stealers push, they can then re-engage and on range keep doing damage. It really seems like White Ravens understand what they have to do here.
That's it. And we can see again, United Community is staying within base's reach right now. Their focus is in trying to push away Copium. But as right now, they're very close to the base. So maybe Copium's not near the fort at the moment, and it does look like I saw in the base of United Community there was a cannon there, so it looks like they are able to get cannon pressure on top of that and also firing back out. So I think that's actually going to be really important for them to keep up. And Bike Stealers are pushing over the bridge into White Ravens. Let's see if they're able to accomplish their mission on this side, taking out White Ravens. A lot of pressure from that hill there. It is getting very difficult for Bike Stealers to be able to push on top. They need to get those special classes that have those 100%, the 200% to take them out, to give them the pressure back on their side. It looks like United Community is also coming down from the side of the road to help out White Ravens against the Bike Stealers at this moment. Here comes some of the United Community Zerkers also trying to pre-engage back onto them as well. And it looks like they are pushing Bike Stealers back over the bridge. Where is Copium at this point? And I mean, both guilds seem to have a lot of focus on this side. Bike Stealers still have a pretty decent force on the bridge, just in case that United Company or Community. Sorry, I keep saying company. What am I doing? And White Ravens trying to push back over the bridge. Oh, there is Copium on the upper side of that road. Maybe just a small force at the moment. But they're just trying to take out some of the members of the United Community. And we'll see how that goes. Oh, they look like they've got some pressure on top of the hill right there, trying to assist. But yes, this is going to be really interesting to see if they're able to gain pressure on top of her, which it looks like Bike Stealers is making sort of a move towards the base here right now. It looks like a force that is on the other side of the bridge. Now, White Ravens, looks like they're coming for Copium's base from the opposite side. So it looks like they were able to get around, and I think they are going for the cannons on top of the hill right here. Let's see if that is the case. Oh, we're with United Community right now on top of the advantage point, pushing back over towards the bridge. This could be the moment that the White Ravens and United Community needed. However, it does look like there are some Bike Stealers on the side of the White Ravens right there. So this is looking pretty interesting. Oh, a lot of cannon pressure on Copium right now with White Ravens outside of their base.
So it seemed like United Community is pushing back Bike Stealers instead of White Ravens, and White Ravens went to Copium's base. I bet they have a flag on the other side of Copium to do this play, and then they could keep pressuring Copium instead. I'm very curious if they took any damage or any fort barricades down in exchange for this, because it seems like Bike Stealers is still back and forth with United Community here. I'm curious where the Copium players are, because they've been coming from Calfian the entire time, and now White Ravens went to the other side. It's going to be very difficult for Copium to get back to their own fort. They have to cross this battlefield and go to the other side?
Well, first, if there is a flag from the side of White Ravens, they need to take that out as soon as they can. And Bike Stealers needs to keep this position near the bridge and apply pressure this way as well, which it looks like they're doing. They're slowly pushing towards the bases of United Community right now. And they've opened up the fort fence.
Is there some Bike Stealers gonna jump into the base, maybe? Is there a succession
Possibly.
circuit gonna sneak in for like a 200%?
There's flame towers, though. There's flame towers and watchers. All their defenses are still up. United Community have successfully pushed outside, pushing back Bike Stealers towards the bridge once more. And it does look like they have regained control on this area right now. So let us take a little look shortly on the stats screen, shall we?
Exactly. Let's have a look at the stats right now. So we're currently having Bike Stealers still at 100%, while Copium is dropped to 80%. So it seems like Copium and United Community are the ones that are under attack. 80% here, 76% for United Community. White Ravens, just like Bike Stealers, almost at 100%, barely dropped a bit.
Absolutely. So it does look like on the side of White Ravens, and I believe they are facing off against Copium. They're looking more to be on the positive on the KD ratio side that we can see there, with the kill count of being 662, with a number of deaths 626, with Copium being 631 and 701 deaths.
It seems like Copium attacking White Community is like negative on
White
the
Ravens,
KD.
Yeah. So yeah, White Ravens, I think they've been exchanging a lot around on that side.
I think it was Bike Stealers and White Ravens were
true,
exchanging, and Copium and United Community. So White Ravens being positive and Bike Stealers positive, even though they are fighting, and Copium negative while White Community is also negative.
I mean, there have been some different exchanges, and I think one of the reasons with this is Copium is always starting from Calphian, and they're just continuously trying to harass the bases, so that's going to cause a lot of issues there.
And we have to remember the respawn advantage is currently still with White Ravens and United Community, because if you keep going on the fence, the defensive side with low respawn times, full HP, is going to have the advantage to push people out. We have to see how this changes. We just got above the 30-minute mark, which means the respawn timers are going to kick in now. If recovery tens are dropping, they're going to slowly start taking longer to respawn.
Absolutely. Let's get back into the game. So it looks like there was a bit of a engagement then. We have White Ravens very close to their own base right now. So a lot of pressure. It looks like they haven't had much cannon pressure on their base at all. Some of Copium members trying to destroy some of the repairs there. And it does look like White Ravens on the side. I believe this is the castle side. So this could be a flag push. White Ravens going towards Copium base. This could be a very, very big push for the side of White Ravens and United Community. If they're able to take anything from this, it's going to be a huge play for them. So, at this point, we can see the structures of Copium kind of low at the moment. They're sort of like trying to surround the base right now.
I'm very curious how White Ravens got here. Small explanations for some new viewers at home. The guild master of each guild can once summon the entire members
together
to a spot, which is then up for 10 minutes, and the players can click it and then teleport there. But today, those guilds are in alliances, which means they will have 2 different command togethers per alliance, because they have 2 guilds in each, which means they can then strategize a bit with them, but they can only TP half or the amount of guild members they have in that guild.
Right. So, as we can see right now, it looks like Copium is able to push and defend their base at this moment. And I think right now they're looking to see if they're able to find the flag. So right now they are moving towards the castle side, which White Ravens may have pushed back from. But let's see if it is the case in which they're looking for a flag and they're going to destroy it, where they could be coming from. And right now, Bike Stealers and Copium using this tower as an advantage point for their cannons.
I think they rebuilt the tower into a cannon tower. It's like an upgrade. It's an upgraded cannon tower, it seems. Having
Incredible.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cannons, 7 cannons, I believe, on this.
Yes,
on
it's a
this
mixture of the different guilds here, both bike stealers and as well as Copium, and they have some members around the bottom as well. So here we have the cannon.
We're following the cannon shot.
Let's see where it's going to actually be hitting. It is White Raven's base. Now,
the base looking very, very destroyed right here. They're trying to rebuild the recovery center.
Yeah.
Another one is low HP. Let's quickly have a look at their base. So here we have their base. The recovery center over here is quite low. Their flag. This means they already have one flag. This means they're rebuilding the second flag. So it's half HP. Supply depot is half HP. Supply depot means that's where you build. That's where you buy all. That's where you repair. You get your horses out. That's where you get new structures to rebuild others. So if a supply depot is down, that's very damaging for the guild.
That's not good.
It's not good.
Not good. You don't
Over
want that to
here,
happen.
we can see them rebuilding a cannon observatory. It seems like they have 2 cannon observatories still up over here. I see only 1 flame tower left.
Right.
Which means if they attack from this
and the
side
Watcher
here,
as well. I can see.
I see the Watcher. But if they attack from this side, they don't have to worry about the flame tower.
You can definitely make a hole in that corner right there with elephants and also your horses. So if they're doing a charge with the horses, and if they're able to do it quick, it is going to be pretty big for them. But yeah, getting down those recovery centers, I do believe they have 3 left. 3 left. With an elephant nursery as well.
Here obviously is a lot of circles right now.
There's a lot of circles right now. Yeah, thanks, Luffy. But no, absolutely. So this isn't looking too good for the side of United Community, especially if they're able to get some holes from the side of Copium. Let's have a look in game where I believe Copium was defending the push from White Ravens.
I think they defended the push and they found the flag in the meantime, and I think they destroyed it, and they're going back to their base, regrouping, making sure, getting everyone. Oh, it seems like White Ravens found the flag of Copium and managed to destroy it very quickly. I think this is right next to the cannon tower.
Cannons. This is not looking good.
Oh, they're running for the cannon tower, but it's very difficult getting up here. And
Bike Stealers are going to start pushing over right now.
I think in their voice right now, they're going, "Oh, White Ravens, they're coming for our cannons. Help us!" And Bike Stealers.
Oh, but United Community's ready for that push from Bike Stealers, and they're completely wiping the raid right now. This is looking like a really nice defense and a call from the side of United Community, because right now what Copium needs to do is be able to push with Bike Stealers right now. That is the only chance that they're going to be able to use this opportunity in their favor, because as you can see, that is a lot of White Ravens all around this area, providing so much potential for the side of Bike Stealers and Copium, because look at all their members. They're all focused on these cannons right now. That is half a raid. And that is a lot of people.
They don't need to go up there. They can just pressure damage from down below, and they're going to kill those cannons eventually.
They're tanky.
I can already see there were 7 cannons before. Now I can only see 3 left.
Look how long it's taking.
They're getting them down though. This is really important. This is a major strategic point for Bike Stealers and Copium, and White Ravens managed to get it down.
They need to get cannons back up as soon as possible, firing away, because if they don't, it is going to allow them to rebuild, allow them to regather that footing within their site. So it is really on Bike Stealers and Copium to get those cannons back up, firing away. Otherwise, we're just going to see a replay of what happened.
We just had a look at United Community's field HQ. Let's have a look at Copium's field HQ. So it's almost in the same state. They're going down. They have like low recovery center here and here. Everything is slowly dying over in this area.
Wow.
It's it seems like the cannon teams of United Community and White Ravens are doing a really good job at getting Copium's fort down. They still have a flame tower down here, another flame tower, but the left one doesn't seem to be upgraded. It seems like only the right one is enhanced. Yeah. I'm not sure if they're aware or they just forgot. Or maybe the cannons are constantly interrupting them,
that makes
sense.
Yeah, no, it's looking pretty dire for both sides right now. It's looking really close. Like, it is going to be super important to be able to just apply so much cannon pressure onto their bases, because that is what is going to make or break this, for sure. Now let's go back and we'll have a look right here. It does, like you said, United Community and Copium have a very similar base.
But it seems like before it was 80% Copium and 77 for United Community. Now Copium was at 77, so they lost 3%, while United Community dropped to 63%.
Wow.
They dropped by around 14% points.
That was the cannons on top of that tower.
And
now
true.
that pressure is gone, though, so unless they've able to...
we see new cannons coming in already. I saw a cannonball flying in.
And it looks like that United Community are going to be looking for those cannons. And now this is... Oh, never mind. They've done a 180.
I think they're clearing around their base. Maybe there's some flank groups harassing them. It seems like they're rebuilding some structures. They're getting them fully rebuilt. The cannonball must have missed that we just saw that was coming in.
Wow.
Copium and Bikesters really need to get on it. It seems like they're rebuilding their fort. Everyone is hammering.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Trying to go really quick. I'm wondering if they've got their life skills up to get those reduced repair times.
True.
But I think we are seeing some.
And they got the upgraded repair materials.
They are getting cannoned. They are getting cannoned.
But only half of them are getting knocked down from it, which means. But the gate is open. Someone of Bikesters and Copium has to get in there now. Someone has to scout this, know they're repairing, get in there, get the 200% Berserker, and just spin.
If they get taken out in that section, it is not going to be good for them. I'm very glad we've got a 5-minute delay on this, because that would have not been good for United Community. But yes, it looks like they have stopped the repair. They are moving up towards the hill, and they're on their way just trying to gain some pressure back, because at the moment they're playing the defensive. I think they're still on a defensive from the side of United Community, and as well as White Ravens. It seems
like Copium is pushing towards White Ravens fort up the hill.
Yes,
are they falling back? I'm not 100% certain. It seems like Copium fell back again.
Yeah.
United Community is on the bridge, getting pushed by Bikesters. Bikesters is going all in. They're pushing. The Zerkers are jumping in. Bikesters seems to be like completely winning this fight.
Oh, it's a bit back and forth in the middle there. It looks like Bikestealers has a lot more pressure towards the right side of that fight. But then again, it could go in their favor. Let's see if they're able. The rest of the raid is able to push in there. A lot of Zerkers are using their long-range cannons. They're not taking any damage, but they're outputting a lot of range damage. They're easily surviving. The Zerkers dropping their Q buffs, going in. And it looks like they're starting to push a little up the hill. Remember, that was United Community as well that has the weaker base with all the structures being pretty low. So this might be a pretty big, because they're going to have a longer time to respawn.
Exactly, the 30-minute, we're 42 minutes in now. It's going to take a lot longer to spawn. We can already see that on Copium's kill score. They were negative before. Now they're slowly getting positive, while Bikestealers is very far ahead. Both United Community and White Ravens are slowly going negative. White Ravens were positive before.
Absolutely. They're pushing out now. United Community looking to regain that ground. Bikestealers about to push in. They were caught unaware. Now let's see if they're able to turn that around from the side of United Community. Bikestealers putting a lot of pressure here, trying to go in with the 100% from the Valkyries coming in there, doing a lot of damage. But it looks like United Community is doing well just to push this back. The force of Bikestealers are spread around quite a bit. The same for United Community. White Ravens, some members there looking to help out United Community. And it looks like Bikestealers are still able to control a pretty decent position on that plateau. Now let's see if they're able to further wipe the force of United Community and further go into the base.
That's very interesting that Bikestealers manages to stay alive right next to their fort. You'd assume that with the respawn being this close, even after a bit longer respawn.
Against White Ravens on their side of the base as well. It looks like the side of Copium and Bikestealers, both on the other side of the bridge, in the area of White Ravens and United Community. Go on, Laffy, sorry.
I
caught you unawares.
You caught me. I was just saying that Bike Stealers is very interesting that they stay alive right next to the fort, where they're just respawning. It's going to be very difficult staying alive there.
No, absolutely. Like, of course, they have a lot of pressure coming from the bases with the Hawatchers. If they're still alive, that is going to provide a lot of... Oh, and look, Bike Stealers' force is still outside the base, which just means that they do have a lot of pressure around there. And it looks like there are members from the United community, the White Ravens, just trying to keep... Oh my gosh, there is a force of Bike Stealers there. That could potentially be a flag on the opposite side.
I bet next to the tower of the cannons, there's probably a flag, and Bike Stealers just grouping up here. There's a lot of them. There's probably 50 people right on the spot, right next to United Community's fort.
Absolutely. Like, this is a really great position to have. Like, this is very strong for the side of United Community, which does actually have the weaker base that we mentioned earlier, with a lot of their structures being whittled away by cannons. And here is a large portion of the United Community's force on the hill, which is opposing that road right there where we saw the Bike Stealers force. And right now they're just looking to see to hold this plateau for the upcoming fight. Now, what is United Community going to do? Are they going to engage, or are they going to wait to be engaged on? This is going to be really interesting to see, but it looks like Bike Stealers are inching forward bit by bit to see if they can get any ground.
They're waiting to get their buffs up again, their E buff, Q buff. Maybe they have the 200% Zerkers they used earlier.
Right.
Like, there was like around 30 minutes ago. So they'll be ready soon again. They're probably going to wait, give them rage. The Black Spirit Rage.
There's some members here. It looks like a few of them are pushing in.
It looks like the succession running to the other side, though.
Okay, so
is Copium maybe attacking from that side?
I think they're still dealing with White Ravens. I think United Community are looking to get around the other side to get maybe a better position, a bit more space to move around. Copium by White Ravens. This is towards the Calfian area, I do believe. Next to the zone where those people struck.
And Bike Stealers is going into United Community. It seems like the fight has started.
The Zerka pre-engage, trying to get those 100%.
There's only a
few. There is only a few.
There's
but
only
then again,
very few.
That might just be from the angle that we're looking at right now, because they are taking a lot of damage. United Community is taking a lot of damage.
And the Rangers on top of the barricade just blowing the arrows in there, and they got knocked down.
Never mind. There's the Succession Wizards trying to take them out, and it does look like Bike Stealers
they're staying alive,
pretty strong in this side. The Succession Witches and Wizards.
At first, I thought there was only 5, 6, 7 members of Bike Stealers, but it seems
it's
like
the camera angle, Affy. It's the camera angle. Look at them.
And they're pressuring the fort. It seems like they must have wiped the majority of United Community's force. And
here come the horses.
The horses are coming out. The flame towers are down on that side, which means they can just charge there.
Copium is on White Raven's base as well, keeping them occupied, whilst Bike Stealers is keeping the force of United Community inside the base. But it does look like White Ravens is pushing out onto Copium. If Copium is able to withstand this, it will allow Bike Stealers to make a hole into United Community's base.
They all got knocked off their horses just then. The defenses are still at 60% and 80%, so this is going to take some time. I think they're going to fall back and try again. Whistle the horses away so they don't die, so they can go right back into it after the next wipe.
Absolutely. So, let's see White Raven. They look like they're moving towards...
Oh, it seems like United Community commanded together to Copium's base, and they're just fully... going ham on Copium's fort. It's dropping to 40%.
This is not good.
Is Copium getting back to base in time?
That is
30%.
That is Copium going to go out.
25%.
Copium is looking to go out. If 15%. They don't take them out now, that is going to be all she
10%.
wrote. Copium, you've got to get back to your base. Your base is going down. Your base is out. United Community
they managed to take out Copium
in a race to the fort. That must have been a command to gather. That's
crazy.
One of the guilds. Copium out. It is going to be Bike Stealers in a 1v2, which is not going to be good. This is looking to be the point for the other side of White Ravens and United Community. They are in such a good position right now. You cannot come back from a 1v2.
No, I don't think so. This is gonna be very rough. Even though they're still positive on that score screen right there. Copium being out, that's gonna be such a hit for them. This is gonna look very tough, 1 versus 2.
It's just, where's the communication from the defense team? If you have Sun Commander gathering inside your base, like, you need to get back. Like, you cannot like have like those amount of people like just out there. Like, this is absolutely crazy on the side of White Ravens and United Community. Incredible play at the right time, using what looks like an advantage on the side of Copium and Bike Stealers and re-pushing that back onto them. They're now just building up their base. They don't mind. You know, the cannons are coming in. They've got all the time in the world. They are 2 100-man alliances versus Bike Stealers of 100. You can do the math right now, and you can see what is going to happen. White Ravens, United Community, looking really strong in this round.
It's very interesting that Copium did not have the command together ready themselves to get their guild back. It seemed like they were struggling. There was some miscommunication between the defense and the offense, and they were just too slow. They didn't react in time. And United Community used that and destroyed the field HQ of Copium.
Even if you do a command to gather inside the base where they're all attacking right there, you're going to die as soon as you come out of TP, out of the command to gather, because you will get instantly CC'd as soon as you take your weapon out. Like, you are not looking hot if that happens. So
it seems like United Community is just gonna rebuild slowly, while White Ravens will hold Bike Stealers away from the bridge. They're gonna slowly rebuild the entire base, and then they have 200 members versus 100 members in Bike Stealers. Gonna slowly, they're gonna push Bike Stealers away.
So I honestly believe right now all it takes is, like, this can go for the full duration if they wanted to, right? And all they need to do is just defend from Bike Stealers, which honestly, like, you can have one guild, right, on cannons, protecting your cannons, completely cannoning the other base, and just having the other guild focusing on keeping the main force there. And that is what I believe, like, could potentially happen right now, because oh, wait, is that Bike Stealers doing a command to gather inside United Community's guild? What?
Is this going to work? Is White Ravens going to be able to react in time?
If this takes them out, like, this is huge. But look, there's so many of their force. It is not looking good for the side of Bike Stealers.
Is their Flame Tower alive?
I'm not sure. I am not sure.
This is going to be right. The gate just got opened. That means White Ravens will be able to help them as soon as they get back to the fort. It seems like if White Ravens got back in time, White Ravens helped them out. Most of Bike Stealers got eliminated, which means it was a nice attempt.
It was a valiant effort.
It was a valiant effort of Bike Stealers, but it did not work out. White Ravens was just ready. The difference was that for Copium, they were on the other side of the bridge. They were very far away. It was very difficult to help them. Right. Whereas White Ravens were just around the corner, could help their allies, United Community, and help them out. And that was quick.
And as well, like, all it takes is like one guild to hold another guild down whilst they do the command to gather. Because if they had a command to gather and you see Copium go onto your base, boom, command to gather, you're in the enemy's base. Oh, there's no flame towers. We're just going to take out your base real quick. And that's what happened. And at the end of the day, you got to look to... it's really hard to counter that, because your ally's not able to help you out because they're dealing with another guild. And
United Community goes straight to...
hammering
the fort, repairing it. Everyone is on it. Every single member of their guild is hammering that fort right now. White Ravens will be protecting them from the bridge. Bike Stealers does not have another command together ready to do the same play. So we're going to slowly see this base getting restructured.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, really? If the United Community and White Ravens just want to make this quick, they can easily just, you know what, guys, stop repairing. Let's just go take out the base. Because the command to gather's gone, right? And I'm pretty sure if 2 of us start attacking this one base, we're going to take it out quicker than they take out your base. That's all it takes. Like, I don't think there's like, if they, you know, they do a mistake here. Like, literally, we saw... I honestly don't see a comeback from this.
It's gonna be very, very difficult, but if the 2 are attacking the same base, you have to understand they can still attack each other. They're not... there's no protection from your allies in this event, which means if they go attack the same fort at the same time, they might be slower because they are hitting each other. And we can see cannonballs are still coming in. Bike stealers are... I think they spawned in Calphion and then now next to White Raven's base.
I believe actually that's the hill of United Community. It's just up on the left, on the right, top right monitor screen right there. And they could look to try and push down there. But honestly, White Ravens is, I believe,
but
outside
of running
yes,
in.
The Bikes are going into White Ravens, trying to wipe them, because first they'd have to wipe White Ravens, then wipe United Community back to back. And if they come back from a 1v2, I don't even know what I can say to that. But it looks like White Ravens is actually taking out Bike Stealers right now.
It seems like White Ravens is taking care of Bike Stealers right there.
Yeah, it does look like that is the case.
I think they have a flag on that side. That's why they're all regrouping there.
To be fair, it's amazing that Bike Stealers are still even putting up this fight. Because looking at a daunting 2 guilds versus your own, 2 100-man guilds, the fort is nearly back to 100. Wow. That is going up quite quickly. That's going up as quick as the base was going down for the side of Campion. So again, this, oh wow, yeah, you know what, these guys got their life skills sorted out. They have got the really quick repair timers on their base. Like, they are sorted. I love it because they were inside their base, made the command to gather whilst inside their base, and like, I'm wondering if maybe some of the defense team of Copium were asleep, because surely you would make a call that, hey, the GM of this guild flew into our base and made a command to gather. If that normally happened, you would be like on guard. You know there's going to be a TP play. Like, you should be aware of TP plays.
You're not only being aware of that happening right then and there, they have it up for 10 minutes, which means you're aware for the next 10 minutes there can be something happening. Right. You're ready. You're on alert. You're not in your flame tower just waiting. And
with such an important event as well, like this, where like anything can happen, you know the guilds that you're against are extremely strong, right?
Exactly.
You can't just think they're not going to do a TP. They're not going to do that.
These are the strongest regions of each server.
Right, yeah. Absolutely. Strongest guilds of each server. And I do believe, like, the best thing like you could do is, you know what? Let's just play it safe. Let's keep using our cannons on their base.
It seems like White Ravens is going for the attack right now, but Bikesters is not going down without a fight. They're not done here. They're not giving up. They're gonna give their all in this event.
Absolutely.
It seems like they're gonna meet at the bridge again, as we've seen many times before. White Ravens on the one side and Bike Stealers on the rock with their range classes again as before. Let's see what happens here. I think United Community fully repaired their fort to 100% now. They're going to rebuild some structures, but eventually they're going to start helping White Ravens here. And it's going to be interesting how they plan it. Is one of the 2 guilds going to jump across the river, or are they both going to go across the bridge?
I think it would be great to have like a sandwich kind of formation. So you have White Ravens here. I agree. I think you get your horses, you do the double jump, or you could take the long route. Like, Bike Stealers aren't going anywhere. They're staying on this side of the bridge. If United Community want to, they could just be like, guys, autopath towards Calphian Castle. You know, go get a drink. You've done great, guys. You know, well done. You took out one of the enemy forts. Go get a drink. Autopath to Calphian. We'll see you back in a minute or 2. Don't worry. White Ravens are holding Bike Stealers. And then we'll both attack Bike Stealers together. I mean, hey, what? Bike Stealers aren't going to do anything. They're on the side of the bridge and they're getting held by White Ravens, which we've already seen was able to take them out in 1v1 raid fight. So honestly, right now,
I think Baxis and White Ravens are like very back and forward. They were successfully defending White United Community over there, but I think in the 1v1 fight, Bike Stealers won across this choke point. I do believe they're probably going to wait a little for cannons to do some damage to Bike Stealers' base. So there's no way they lose this. They're gonna go for the slow method here of winning this event, I think.
Absolutely, and here comes United Community.
They're already at the base.
Bike Stealers. They must have jumped from the side of Porphyria.
They either must have jumped over there, swam across, however they made
White
it.
Ravens is coming in the back of Bike Stealers. This is not looking good. They did it. They listened. They 5-minute delay. But they they knew.
They knew what we were about to say.
So, they also...
Or they used common sense.
True. They must have, got their drinks and then they just went round the other side. White Ravens coming in, United Community as well. It is not looking good for Bike Stealers. They are all alone. Their ally is gone with a quick TP play, melting down that base in such a short amount of time. And all it takes is for White Ravens, United Community to make those holes in Bike Stealers' base and slowly take them out.
Yeah, they forced them all the way back from the bridge, and it seems like United Community is staying alive as well. They're not getting pushed away. I'm unsure where Bike Stealers' raid is if they're stuck in their base.
They're inside their base, yeah. Or maybe some of them are outside. I
think United Community is just running all around the base, clearing them out, clearing out the cannons, clearing out any stragglers, any flank groups, and they're gonna try to force Bike Stealers back into the base, trying to trap them in there, and then they're gonna slowly destroy all buildings. They're gonna cannon these buildings. They're gonna get out the supply depots. They're gonna get out the recovery centers, which makes them respawn slower, which gives the White Ravens United Community side the advantage. They're gonna build flags on each side so they can respawn on their side. And let's have a quick look at the map. So yeah, we can see White Ravens and United Community is basically all around Bike Stealers' fort right here. There's a couple Bike Stealers all around the maps, seems, but most of it is going on around Bike Stealers' base right now.
Absolutely. So this is looking obviously very strong for the side of White Ravens and United Community. And it's just kind of like closing the curtains on the performance right now. So I honestly think, like, overall, this entire event, Copium and Bike Stealers had incredible pressure on the bases.
It seems like United Community is taking the north side of Bike Stealers and White Ravens taking the south side. And it seems like there's a couple Bike Stealers still harassing United Community's fort. But
yeah. I mean, hey, they're doing their best to try and do that right now. But at the moment, just look at the considerable force on their base right now. So let's see how that goes. It is looking not so hot for Bike Stealers. Just over time, their structures are going to go down one by one, which then allows for the side of United Community to get into their base and take out their
Seems like there's horses going into the gate of Bike Stealers. There's no flame tower protecting it, so they're slowly pressuring it down. Then they're going to have a huge hole in the base where they can push into.
Absolutely. This is looking like a really good idea from the side of United Community, able to take out that gate there, allowing them to have a lot of pressure from that side. And White Ravens on the other side, taking down the corner, as we can see, allowing for two entrances where they can go one in at a time and create some damage on the fort as well as the other structures. So it looks like it will be going down pretty soon. Can't see the HP though there.
Very slow and methodical from both sides here, making sure they get that gate down, get the fence down, so they can attack them from two sides. They're just playing it like in a textbook way you would do it. probably having cannons right now on the base as well, so they can't repair. The gate is down. And I think the fort is already down to 60%. 70%, it seems.
Yeah. And I think at this point, like, there isn't any...
I see
there aren't
one
a lot of members.
I see 2 recovery centers, I think.
No, United Communities absolutely
and they're pushing in.
And that is theirs.
That seems like most bikes. They're trying to respawn right now. If they respawn, they have a short duration where they cannot be killed. So United Community is pushing out again.
White Ravens have got a hole in their fences as well. So this could be the time that United Community pushes back out. White Ravens going back in.
I'm not sure if that is big enough, because they could get stuck in that. If it's only a one fence hole, they might get stuck going in and out. Preferably, you want to have like a hole that is 2 fences wide.
That is true. That is true. It allows as well for your elephants to make more pressure in there as well. Exactly. So we're only seeing 1 horse, but I think at the moment White Ravens are just applying a lot of range, damage, CC from that side, whilst maybe like the odd person's using the horse to try and take down that second wooden fence, which then allows, basically United Community to be the one that's engaging in. They've got more area, they've got more space. All they need to do is back out, wait for White Ravens to take out a large percentage of the force that have respawned. That is a bike's spawn right now. It looks like they've done a everyone's spawning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they're looking to push people out. You know, they're not going down without a fight, it seems, and they're able to do a lot of damage onto both United Community and as well as White Ravens, making a decent push out there. Like I said before,
it seems like Bike Stealers manages to push
they pushed
out
outside, taking out both of them. But with the Copium and Bike Stealers, they had immense amount of pressure. And they're using their flame cannonballs as well. They aren't going to be repairing anything. But Copium Bike Stealers, they've been playing so well at the start, having so much pressure on the other 2 guilds. But it just shows. All it takes is one play, one precise play,
exactly,
and then it can the whole thing can be over in an instant.
One really good play followed by a mistake by the other guild can really be tremendous and win the entire round.
Absolutely, and that is what we're seeing right now.
Cannons are coming in. Seems like they have 1 flame tower still alive on the, I think that's the northwest side of the base.
It might not have any fuel in it.
That is true. They do not have a supply depot to refill it.
Absolutely, and cannons are just hammering down. There is no chance of that. But it looks like, Bike Stealers are just, they're doing what they can. They're trying to push, they're trying to take out people all around. But at the end of the day, I don't see Bike Stealers being able to push back from this. And that is the most important thing. Bike Stealers need to, if they want a chance, they have to somehow wipe 1 fort, whilst defending their own fort from the other guild, which, I don't want to call it out, but I don't think it's going to happen. And it looks like United Community is making their way towards the choke point once more. White Ravens reclaiming that choke point on the other side there as well, looking to just provide so much range damage coming from there. The Rangers, the archers with the berserkers. Like, there's a lot of range damage going into that, and it is not looking too hot for the side of Bike Stealers.
It's interesting that they're not... Oh, never mind. They're trying to increase their hole right now. They're having the horses on that corner
that's
fence.
A quad corner, right?
Yeah,
You've got a lot of...
Interesting that they don't choose to go to the right of the hall.
Absolutely. But, hey, it doesn't matter.
The fort is slowly going down. It's like 30%, I believe, 28%.
Yeah, around about that.
It is.
There. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I gotta say, Bike Stealers are doing very well to like defend what they have, and they're kind of showing like, look, we had a lot of pressure at the start. We were doing very well at the start, so it's not going to be easy to just take us out like that in an instant.
Oh, and Bike Stealers are respawning. They're going to push out with that spawn protection, it seems like. Are they going to be able to wipe both forces again?
The thing is, what are they going to do with that? They've got the longer cooldown.
It seems like United Community did not go down at all. They're pushing into the base. They probably fell back just in time. Right. Made sure Bike Stealers waste their skills on nothing, and then United Community comes in, pushes in. It seems like this is probably
So much
going to
damage.
be the last push of the round.
Yes.
A few bike stealers
absolutely.
are left. They're gonna try to get as much damage done as possible to maybe survive, but they have to still go through White Raven afterwards. The entire White Raven force is over there. They're gonna flock into the base any second, I think. They're still waiting. They're still playing the long game. Bike
Playing the
stealers
long
having
game.
some
instant,
respawns ready.
Instant respawn, actually. That could
Oh
have been the
yeah,
instant respawn.
exactly. The instant respawn. I think they wiped United Community over here. We can still see cannonballs flying in.
Absolutely.
White
The White
Ravens
Ravens still have a lot of pressure from this choke point as well. And they have made a hole in the fence, but as I mentioned earlier, that is a quad fence, so they need to make another hole in the fence as well. So,
It seems
White
like
Ravens keeping their position outside the base of Bike Stealers. And Bike Stealers are doing so well to just push them away. And it just shows that this side of Copium and Bike Stealers is strong. It's just that one mistake that put them back so much to then pretty much could have been like it is losing this this event here on this round.
it seems like White Ravens did not fully get pushed back by this.
There we go. We can see like a lot of the cannon positions on the other side that we
Yeah.
mentioned as well earlier. And of course on the mountain region just behind the fort,
And
there
I
are
think
cannons there as
below
well.
on the south of their base, that's where the flag is located. That's where they respawn. Oh yeah, exactly. You can see 2 White Raven cannons and Bike Stealers down to 8-9%. But they're holding on. They're trying to hold on as long as possible. They're not gonna go down without a fight, that's for sure. Bike Stealers giving their all here, trying to make it as long as possible.
Absolutely. It is just biding time at the moment. That is all they can do, is wait as long as possible, try to do as much as damage onto the enemy as possible, try and, you know, increase that war score just a little bit, showing that they do have a lot of damage potential. They are pushing out, trying to find the force of United Community and White Ravens. United Community was able to get out of there just in time and looking to re-push back onto Bike Stealers, which their spawn protection is looking to be running out, and all they need to do now is have one clean wipe, make it back into the base of Bike Stealers, which White Ravens are there taking out the stragglers that are left within inside the base, and they're doing really well
The
in doing
horses
that.
still on that corner trying to get down the fence instead of the fence on the right. That's 20%. It's very interesting that Bike Stealers manages to hold on this long in 100 versus 200 fight.
Very true.
They're basically outnumbered by twice the size of raids.
This is going to be interesting because at the moment we can probably see and, you know, say right now that it looks like the first point is going to White Ravens United Community.
It's
and
not
Pretz.
over until it's over.
Lappy,
and
that's looking pretty close. I mean, hey, I don't know what
1%.
you do from this, dude.
Oh,
I think this is, I think we can, safe to say.
and they're going in for the final
that
hit. And
is
that means
over.
White
White
Ravens killed the Bike Stealers fort. That means
United Community, White Ravens, and Pretz have taken the first round against Copium, Bike Stealers, and Conquer. Next week, we will see a 1v1 between Conquer and Pretz, which, from just like sort of community speculations, tend to be the stronger of the guilds from the two regions. So congratulations to White Ravens and United Community playing so well. Amazing play with the command together inside the base. Copium not being able to do anything.
a bit too slow on
Absolutely.
the reaction there. Definitely made them lose. Bike Stealers fighting until the end in the 1 versus 2, but they couldn't overcome this strength
Absolutely.
of White Ravens and United Community.
So it is all down to Pretz and Conquer.
Are we
in
going to
this
see
upcoming-
next week? Are we going to see White Ravens United Community Pretz getting the 2nd point, or are we going to see Conquer getting 1 point for the Copium Bike Stealers Conquer side?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, if that happens, we're going to go towards that 3rd round.
Exactly.
The 3v3, the castle being involved with it.
The 3 versus 3 fight to determine which side gets the castle. That's going to be very
absolutely
interesting.
as well, because that, as we mentioned earlier, if some of you are joining us late, to be able to decide who has the castle advantage or disadvantage, depending on how you see it, there is going to be 3 players from one side and 3 players from another that will then have a fight against one another to then decide who will take the castle. The side that wins that 3v3 will be able to choose if they want it or not. So,
and now for everyone at home that made it all the way through here, we're gonna be revealing the second coupon for everyone, and it's gonna be on screen right now. It's gonna be Calphion Global CW. It's gonna be 100 Ancient Spirit Dust, 1 Enhancement Help Kit, 5 Magical Elixirs, 1 Supreme Old Moon Scroll, another Supreme Old Moon Scroll, 2 Lara's Warm Black Tea, and 3 Advice of Safety. Please make sure to collect them until next week, Sunday, 23:59 UTC.
absolutely. We hope everyone has been have enjoyed the event so far, and we're really looking forward to the next week's event, which is, like we said, a 1v1 between Conker and Pretz. It is going to be really interesting. That's the time you'll be able to see.
It's going to be the guilds Pretz and Carthagin, which is the Pretz Alliance, and Inertia, Ouroboros, and Exilium, which make up the Conquer Alliance. So this one's going to be a 1 versus 1, not to be 2 versus 2 like we saw today. It's going to be interesting how they're going to play it, where they're going to build their forts, what they learned from today.
Absolutely.
Because this is the first time they see each other fight against each other. So they might take some notes, analyze the fights, see where what they need to take care of, where the strategies of the other guilds come in. Like it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be a completely different dynamic with just the 1v1 rather than having to, are you worrying about your teammate, like what's going on there, like having to communicate with not only 100 people within your own alliance, but another 100 people, and making sure everyone's within the right space. And to be honest, I've just got to say that on the side of United Community and as well as White Ravens, they played well in the communication game, able to use that command together. Because to be fair, it's not easy to do that, because if you command together and people are waiting for you, they're going to wipe you because you're loading in, and as soon as you take your weapons out, that is it. That's all she wrote. But
exactly. Congratulations to White Ravens and United Community for winning the first round. And I hope next week at the same time as today, we're going to see each other for the 1 versus 1 between Pretz and Conker. Absolutely.
Thank you all very much for watching today, and for everyone who had participated in the event so far. It has been an amazing watch, and the event is, I hope everyone out there is having a lot of fun watching it as well. Guys, we will be back next week with the 1v1 Conker versus Pretz for the second round, and what could be the final round to decide this. Thank you very much. My name's CM Endlave, and with me, GM Laffy.
Thank you guys for watching. Have a great Sunday.
Bye, guys. See you later.